Hello and welcome to day 3 of the Hell Advantage Devotional. I strongly believe you've been blessed by the previous episode and even the devotional as you consume and also interact with it on your daily activity. Now let's talk about day 3. Now I love this topic because it's one of the greatest elements that have actually brought peak performance down and taking people far below what peak performance is. And the theme for day 3 is no excuses. I like that. No excuses, and that is the end of self-sabotage. Our text is taken from Exodus 6 verse 30. And this is where Moses and God were having a conversation. I'm going to read it to us in Amplified Bible. And Amplified says, "Look, I am an unskilled and inept in speech. But how then will Pharaoh listen to me?" Now, this was Moses talking to God, that he is unskilled. Now, let's get into the meat of the matter. Every destiny rises or falls on the altar of excuses. Excuses are the silent assassins of greatness. They kill potential before it ever has a chance to be born. Moses almost aborted his assignment because he was obsessed with his flaws. The same way many of us are currently obsessed with our flaws. He was so focused on his weakness that he couldn't even hear the greatness God was calling out of him. Guys, this year, 2026, it demands a prophetic shift. No more excuses, no more delays, no more shrinking, no more "I am not ready." Because excuses are comfortable lies we tell ourselves to justify spiritual stagnation. We have to get upon in our lives when we don't entertain excuses. Under the deep teaching, I emphasize in the devotional that excuses are anti-destiny. Moses said 3 things that almost disqualified him. Firstly, he said, "I am of an uncircumcised lips." This was an identity excuse. He was saying, "I don't speak well." But God was not asking for eloquence. Rather, he was asking for obedience. Because your obedience supersedes your eloquence. Every excuse is built on the lie that God miscalculated when he chose you. Excuse number 2 that Moses gave. He said, "How will Pharaoh listen to me?" This is fear excuse. Excuses usually hide a fear. It could be fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being seen, fear of responsibility. But God never told Moses to worry about Pharaoh's response. All God told Moses was to obey him. Now, we've talked about identity excuse. We've talked about fear excuse. Let's look at the third excuse. Is the awareness excuse, which is, behold. Moses was more aware of his weakness than God's power. He was more aware of what was happening around him in his inadequacies than what God was saying. Excuses magnifies your limitation. And when you keep giving excuses, your limitation is amplified. But faith, on the other side, amplifies your ability. God's answer was simple. "I am the Lord. Go." And it's the same thing God is saying to you today. He's not entertaining your identity excuse, your fear excuse, or your awareness excuse. He's saying to you, "Go, because I am the Lord." So excuses are self-sabotage in slow motion. They are the language of misalignment. And in 2026, you can't afford to be misaligned. Hope this bless you. Have a fantastic day.